That's all you need. All you need to be successful, not just in film, in life. All you need to do is hold on.
Welcome to the Pantheon Parenthetical. My name is Lance Ash. In preparation for this episode, I discovered that I don't have very many memories of first grade. So we're going to combine first grade and second grade into this episode. First grade, my teacher's name was Mrs. or Miss Underwood. And my memory of her was that she was mean. And that's based on the two incidents that I do remember from first grade. The first was that she was the only teacher who ever gave me a paddling. Yes, in early 70s public school in the South, we still had corporal punishment. There was a group of about 4 of us boys who were obstreperous in class. I don't remember the details, but she took us out in the hall, made us put our hands on the wall, lean against the wall with our butts out as if we were being frisked with the police, and then she gave us each, I think, one swat with the ceremonial paddle. It was really more ritual than violence. But one of the boys really took it seriously. He started crying. We got back into class, and we're all rather humbled by the experience. So we're sitting there with our heads sort of down, and we look around and see he's crying, and we're sort of catching his eye and mouthing at him, "What are you crying about? That didn't hurt you, big baby." The other incident I remember was, for some reason, and I don't remember the details, I hit this girl. She was taller than I was, so maybe I thought I could get away with it for that reason. I don't know what happened. But anyway, she went to the teacher and told on me. So the teacher's response was to have me stand still while the girl hit me back. Very enlightened policy. Now, moving on to second grade. Second grade was the first grade where we changed classes. My homeroom teacher's name was Miss Bowerset, and the teacher of the class directly across the hall was Mrs. Castleberry. And at some point during the day, we would swap rooms with the class across the hall. Now, the key characteristic about Miss Bowerset was that, at least on one occasion, she didn't wear a bra. She had long blonde hair, and she was young, relatively attractive. I can't really remember her face that well, but she wasn't gorgeous. But she bent over one day, and I saw her breasts. And I wanted another good look. So I called her name as if I wanted to tell her something or ask her something. And she bent over in front of me like, "Yes, what was it you wanted?" And I didn't really have a follow-up part of the plan, so I just sort of stood there looking down her shirt and saying, I forgot. Nothing, I forgot. Now, Mrs. Castleberry, the things I remember about her was she had two very special hats. One was a Mickey Mouse hat with the ears, and the other was a Donald Duck hat. And the super special best student of the day or week or whatever it was got to wear the Mickey Mouse hat all day. And the number 2 student, the second best, got to wear the Donald Duck hat. And I was never chosen to wear either of these hats. Another thing that happened was she and some of the other kids were discussing the hot new novelty song King Tut by Steve Martin. And I didn't know what they were talking about. And I raised this fact with her, and she was like, "You've never heard that song?" Pointing out, a recurring theme for my later years. Another thing that happened was we were having a class discussion about something, and I realized that I had seen this topic or addressed on a recent episode of Scooby-Doo, and so I thought I would add to the class discussion by bringing this up. So I raised my hand, she calls on me, and I start saying, I was watching Scooby-Doo the other day, and she cut me off short and said, I don't care about you watching Scooby-Doo the other day. Fine. And before the episode ends, I will just leave you with this thought. This was a time period when the teachers would sit in chairs at the edge of the playground and smoke while watching us at recess. Very strange times. And that brings us to the end of the episode. So, thank you very much for listening.